Hello and welcome to another X-Ray Tech video. Today we're going to be talking about optimizing your business's resources. Every company is limited in resources, right? You only have 24 hours in a day and you only have so many people on your staff. Automation is a great way to help optimize the resources that you have internally. So you could either build some custom application that can help you do what you need to do faster, or use low and no code automation to help create more time for the people inside of your firm. So in this video, we're going to be talking about how low code automation is going to be the best, most approachable option in the short term and long term for you to be able to optimize your company's resources. First, let's talk about custom software. If you're considering building your own software internally or hiring an external agency to help you build your own software, there's a couple things you should know. First is that it will take at least twice or 3 times as long as you're hoping it will take. This is typical with software engineering. You're dealing with code and you're dealing with inherent complexities in building a piece of unique software. So first, timing. Second, cost. It's going to be much more expensive in comparison to pre-built solutions or adapting existing software that you already use every day. By designing a workflow instead of designing a new software, you might be able to use the tools that you already use in a little bit of a different way to still achieve the same outcome, right? So cost is a huge negative for building a custom solution. And the last two are maintenance and staffing. If you built your own custom solution, you're going to need to maintain that solution, and you're going to need the staff that is skilled enough to be able to maintain it. These things evolve and grow. In order for your custom built software to be able to maintain the functionality that it has on day 1 or day 200, you're going to need to have staff equipped with the skills and the knowledge and the infrastructure to be able to maintain that custom software. Building custom software for automation purposes could come with a whole lot more baggage than you might have originally thought. Now let's talk about no and low code automation. So automation is going to connect the software tools that you already use today. So an entire industry has emerged with companies like Integromat and Zapier and Unido that just allow you to connect data from one software tool you already use to another software tool you already use. With no-code automation, you're actually able to connect these two applications by just pointing and clicking and typing without actually needing to write code. The graphic user interface allows you to have the power of code with none of the technical complexities. So it makes it a lot easier to say, I just want my email to show up in a spreadsheet without needing to write a single line of code. Now with low code automation, you're still able to use a similar graphic user interface, but you have the benefit of being able to write a little bit of code that can do a lot. This is going to be a much faster solution to be able to deploy. If you want to connect to existing software that you already use today, using no code, you'll be able to do that in a matter of minutes. Not a matter of hours or days. But if you're building something a little bit more complex, maybe you're tying together multiple departments, you could set that up and evolve that logic over the course of days, weeks, and months to get the type of high-touch fidelity that you're looking for in a low or a no-code automation, opposed to a custom-built application, which could take months and years as opposed to days and weeks. Tools like Zapier, Integromat, and others are a simple monthly fee. So for $30 a month or $100 a month, you're able to permanently connect these two softwares together in a very specific way that can be helpful to you, right? Good luck hiring a senior engineer for under $150 an hour to build a custom solution. It's just not going to happen. From a maintenance perspective, who is keeping up and updating the software, the automations, so that they stay connected to the pipes? Well, the answer to that is the software developers themselves, the software that you're connecting themselves, and that third-party automation software, Zapier, Integromat, etc. They are the ones responsible for maintaining those connections. You don't need to do that. All you need to do is maintain, yes, I want this information to show up in this application, upon whatever criteria, right? So that is a huge weight off of your business's shoulders. You simply don't need to keep up with the latest and greatest updates on the web. And lastly, staff. Now, from a staffing standpoint, no and low code automation is very approachable for someone who has a primary discipline. You take someone in the finance department or in the marketing department, they're really able to articulate what it is they need to happen. And these low and no code tools make it really easy to try to make a first version of that. Now, you might want to bring in a freelancer or an expert team if you're building something a lot more complex, but in the short term, your staff should be able to jiggle the lock, so to speak, when it comes to unlocking all of the automation potential with low and no code tools. So some of you might be wondering, but can it really handle the volume of my business, right? Maybe you have a few hundred people, a few thousand people at your business, tens of people, right? But a lot of data. Can low and no code actually support your growing business? And the answer to that is yes, if you structure it the right way. Right? And just like with custom software development, can it grow? Can it scale? Yes, if you structure it the right way. So a lot of the principles of custom software development apply to low and no code systems, right? You still need a database of information that you can pull and push information to. You still need some sort of an interface to interact with to trigger automations to run. The difference is you don't need to create the interface. The interface is the software that you're already using. By reusing some of these parts and by adopting a lot of the methodologies in custom software development and applying it to low and no code automation, the scalability question can quietly go to bed as you establish a robust automation infrastructure that is architected with this intent. So to wrap things up here, if you're considering automation in your business and you're debating between custom software or low and no code, it's going to be much easier and faster to dive in that low and no code arena. And it's going to be cheaper, it's going to be easier to maintain, and most importantly, it's approachable. So you yourself can actually learn a thing or two and really be dangerous in the low and no code space. So I hope this video has been helpful. As always, if you have any questions about anything we covered today, always happy to talk about something new on the show. As always, links and resources are in the description down below. And don't forget, keep the flow.